Just a heads up on this, it's going to be a long video. I'm not that good at those short ones. Hello there. So I did a whole bunch of these videos over the last month, but never really got to editing, sorting, uploading. So I'm a bit late to it all. But I figured it would be nice to give a little light commentary over some of the stuff. Just kind of get a hindsight view on things. There's a lot of the enemies I'm facing in these clips, they are easily one-shotted by my character now. But in that time, it was a lot more difficult. Character was very weak, had some very weak gear. Made for some tense moments.
Overseer's personal journal. 4 years of living, learning, and breathing Vault Tech. Graduating with honors in the Overseer track. Dad was so proud. Came out even though he was already so sick. I must have impressed the right people because I was offered the next available Overseer slot. I had just graduated. It was supposed to take years. Maybe they knew the war was inevitable. When I learned that 76 was going to be built, I was so excited I jumped right out of my chair and did a little dance around the living room. Appalachia would be safe, no matter what happened. Evan chose that moment to propose, a lughead. He knew I wouldn't say no after hearing the news. He knew me better than anyone. Dad died a few months after Evan and I moved in together. He really wanted to walk me down the aisle. Well, I didn't really get to walk down there either, so... I think it's time I went home. I owe Evan that much.
Yeah, that... I don't know what happened there. Something must have not recorded or something. It just jumped. I'm genuinely surprised that this guy missed so much. I'm pretty sure in my head I was thinking your aim sucks. Yeah, at this point I just stopped caring about being over encumbered. I just started picking up everything. Not actually sure what that does, but it occasionally gave me an item. Usually something insignificant, like a tin can or a cram. Okay, so there's this enemy that I've heard of in a lot of the forums at this time, especially for this guy called the Mothman. I've been just doing everything to try to piss this thing off so it would come after me so I could fight it. So all the shrines and stuff, I blew those up. Slashed them, shot them. I was taunting this dude, trying to get him to come after me. For some reason, he don't show up. For some people. He showed up for me once. Only once. And this was when I was about level 44. And I almost one-shotted the dude. I took out 2/3 of his health in one shot. And then he just flew up right as I took the second shot and disappeared. So instead of trying to attack me or do anything, it ran away. I don't know what else I can say about it. Mothman is scared of me, apparently. And P.S. about the cargo bot, I've been around that area a little while after that, but I was with a group. Try not to record any of the team play or co-op. I'm currently unsure about copyrights and other people's names, so only uploading solo play right now. Anyway, the second time I was around there with the group, one of the people I was playing with jumped up and just one-shot that thing. Blew the whole thing up, lockpicked the container, and then that thing blew up. Seemed kind of interesting. Easy way to get some basic loot, I suppose. I haven't seen anything starred from any of the loot boxes, so it's nothing that's going to take you to end game. Yeah, see how they ran to the side right when the car was about to blow up? Use your environment. That's one of the things that I did a lot in all these fights. Even though in some of the areas I was in an area where I couldn't do any damage to the enemies, having some explosives around and some cars, using the environment around me, that really gave me an edge. And even if it didn't let me win the fight, it at least let me escape it. To some degree. Sometimes you get in a little too over your head. That type of outside of the box thinking, it'll save you from most standard enemies. Not a Scorched Beast, not a Marler Queen, which back when this video was made, Marler Queens were super powered and will drain your health non-stop. You'd need at least 20 stims just to survive one encounter. And not even win, just to survive. Sorry for that extreme jump cut. I went all the way from the forest all the way down to the ash heap. I was trying to take Mount Briar, despite being at a very low level. It was kind of a challenge to me. Eventually I was successful. I do know that. I'm not sure if I got it on recording. If I didn't, I'm gonna probably have to do it on another character because I doubt anyone would believe me. Because there's a lot of enemies in here that's level 30. 28, 30. I think the highest I saw was 32 for that time. I do know over the mountain, that's when things start going straight into 60. Again, I went there and I found out the hard way. I feel like I have to comment on exactly what I just did here. That movement I did just now, it's part of a little combination technique that I came up with when I was an early level. I would start the fight with a weapon bash, and then immediately after the weapon bash connected, I pull the trigger, and it basically makes the gun fire directly in front of me. Whatever is there gets shot, basically. And while it's doing the reload animation, you can still use a throwing weapon. Now, I personally use the knife because then it wouldn't blow up in my face like the grenades and the Molotovs. But I suppose if you don't care about having an explosion in your face, then you can use the grenades or the Molotovs. And that makes fighting a lot easier in the early levels, because you're able to do a lot of damage. And surprisingly, the throwing knives are actually a lot stronger than most of the guns. Even the sniper rifles and shotguns, believe it or not. Especially the shotguns. I was able to kill most things with 2 throwing knives, whereas it would take about 5 to 6 shotgun shells standard damage. Headshot, it's about 3-4 shells for most things. But let's be honest, no one's going to be that perfect to land 4 headshots in a row. Basically, it's a matter of technique over just trying to brute force it. You know, quick 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 rapid fire. Instead of having to wait for each individual shell to load, or for the game to do its reload animation, or whatever it does with the pump or the single shot weapons. You know, takes a little too long. In that amount of time, you might get shot like 2 or 3 times, especially when you're fighting groups. So focus on one target, take them out, move on to the next. So that way you don't have 6 guys shooting at you all at the same time. You can slowly pick them off and reduce the amount of damage that they are doing to you over time. Enemies can't kill you if they're dead. I decided to leave all this card management stuff here just so you can see kind of how I created my build, more based around my gameplay and my play style rather than any pre-build or plan. So a lot of what I was doing early on was I was focused on a lot of the crafting and item carrying at first, with just a little bit of damage boosts for, well, what I was doing at the time, which was that 3-hit combo. Okay, from here on in, it's going to be mostly just a focus on the action. Not too much commentary. I'll chime in here and there, but mostly I'm just going to let the gameplay speak for itself. I was trying to sneak around, catch them off guard, and they saw me. Jeez, my aim is terrible too. When I captured it, it actually was in stealth. I killed almost everything except for the final boss, which is a level 30 mole miner supervisor with a rocket launcher. I managed to survive the rocket launchers, but you know, there was other stuff that got me. Alright. I'm just gonna leave this here. Here I go, all the thinking, plotting, scheming, planning, only for all that to go out the window the moment a freaking rocket goes flying past my face. The splash damage still got me too. I was carrying so many guns. I think being over encumbered, it really didn't help. I just figured that since I drop all my junk, that I wouldn't dismantle the guns. So that way when I built up a workshop, I had a whole bunch of extra materials to scrap that I wouldn't lose no matter what happened. Until I wanted to finally build the base. Or when I was finally able to build the base. Actually kind of surprises me that it took them a long while to find me and figure me out. Yep. Took a rocket to the face. Only had one stim pack. Yeah, just picking them off one by one, bit by bit. I think it discounted me 3 times. So I ended up having to do this a couple times. I don't think I got it all on recording though. I did that once when fighting a Scorch Beast. I think my first Scorch Beast encounter I was level 16, 17-ish. I just ran. And then I ended up falling off. It was easy to pick up my bag though, because it was all the way on the ground. I literally was gonna hide out there. I mean, that's what I was doing till I gained a little bit of false courage. Use so many guns to their breaking point. And the video is about to end. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.